Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're all doing good, hope you're keeping safe and well. And in the words of the legendary Alan Partridge, hope you're all having a ruddy good Thursday afternoon and week here in the UK. The sun is shining, which is rare in itself in this country. Bank holiday weekend and the King's coronation is coming up and spirits are fairly high here in the UK. Let's just hope as Spurs fans, spirits are still high come 5 o'clock on Saturday, and they haven't been brought down by a Roy Hodgson scrappy masterclass by Crystal Palace at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which I genuinely could see as a real possibility, especially with the way we've been playing over the last couple of weeks. But look, we're not here today to talk about the game on Saturday. We're here today to talk about who could be the next Tottenham Hotspur manager, and yet again there's been another name linked with the job. What a surprise. Tottenham Hotspur right now are being linked with every single manager on planet Earth that is breathing. But look, this one's a bit different. This manager we're being linked with right now, I genuinely quite like. I think he's only been at the club he's been at for a season as a manager, but he's done such a fantastic job there and changed, everything around at that football club. And that man is Xabi Alonso, the former Liverpool manager, who's only been a manager for a year. Yet that 1 year in management has been enough to make a real impact and make clubs like Real Madrid and Tottenham Hotspur want him. And look, I wouldn't be completely opposed to this idea. Would I prefer other candidates? Yeah, I would. I'd still say I prefer someone such as a Julian Nagelsmann over this man. But if Spurs were to appoint Xabi Alonso, I think it's better than a lot of the other options that the football club has been linked with. Xabi Alonso has done a very similar job to what Unai Emery's done with Aston Villa, in the Bundesliga with Bayern Leverkusen. He took over when they were 17th this season, right? 17th in the Bundesliga, which is mental for a club like Leverkusen. Leverkusen for the last, 20 years have been consistently contending for Champions League places, for Europa League places, always going for European football, and have built themselves up as, a real solid team in the Bundesliga. But their season started off horrifically. 17th in the league. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's like a Chelsea being 17th in the league, in the Premier League. With a reputation that they, as a football club, have built up in the Bundesliga. Xabi Alonso came in, and their fortunes have completely changed. Alonso's taken them from a relegation battle into a European battle. That's why I say he's done a very similar job to what Unai Emery's done at Aston Villa in the Premier League. That's why I compare them both. But look, Xabi Alonso took them from a relegation battle into a European battle. He's got that Premier League experience as well, playing for Liverpool at such a high standard in the Premier League, winning a couple trophies there. Yeah, I'm quite fond of the guy, if I'm honest. I think, look, you all know my opinion if you've watched this channel for a while about Daniel Levy. The sad truth is that we can appoint manager after manager, and in my opinion, not one will properly, and by properly I mean win a couple of trophies, contend for the league. Not one of them will properly succeed under this ownership. And that's the sad truth. But I want a man who can at least push us to the point that Pochettino did. At least get us playing some entertaining football. At least make us believe that we can contend for a trophy. And Xabi Alonso could be that man. Like I say, he's got that Premier League experience. Yes, it's a risk because he's only been a manager for a year. But that's all it's taken. It was a huge risk for Bayern Leverkusen. The guy had never managed a club before Leverkusen. And he went to a club as big as they were. When a club as big as they were, with the expectations they have, were in a relegation battle, and has took them into a European battle, win after win, getting wins against top clubs such as Dortmund in the Bundesliga. I genuinely rate the job he's done. And I think he could do a really good job at Spurs. Not spectacular. Do I think we'd win the league under him? No. Do I think we'd probably win a trophy? No. But do I think any manager realistically would probably win a trophy under this ownership and with Daniel Levy as chairman? No, I don't. But like I say, I want to see my team playing entertaining football. And what are we supposed to do? Just never appoint a manager whilst these owners are still here. Of course we want the owners out, but we've got to find the man who can do the best job at the football club. And for me, Xabi Alonso, whilst he may not be that exactly, he's up there. He is up there. Young, exciting. My two negatives. The first one would be that he's inexperienced, and yes, he's played in the Premier League, but there's a massive difference to playing in the Premier League and or being a manager in the Premier League. Look at Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard, two exceptional players, bloody great players in the Premier League. Yet they retire, turn into managers. Gerrard took Villa from a from contending to European football under Dean Smith into a relegation battle this season. And Frank Lampard's brought Chelsea into a relegation battle. 6 losses in a row right now, and it went tits up when he was a full-time manager for them as well. So good Premier League players don't always turn out to be good managers. And that'll be one of my concerns with this appointment. The guy's never managed a club in the Premier League. If he went to a team such as Brentford and Brighton, someone like that, maybe a Wolves, turned their fortunes around a little bit, done well for them, then yeah, he'd probably be top of my list. Like I say, I wouldn't mind him being at the club now, but he'd probably be top of my list. But that's one of the negatives, the fact he doesn't have proper experience as a manager in general and in the Premier League. My other negative would be, and it's the same one I said with Vincent Kompany. Both of these managers are very similar, Vincent Kompany and a lot of managers. I said Unai Emery earlier, comparing him to Xabi Alonso, but Xabi Alonso and Vincent Kompany both joined their first real, proper job, and I say that Kompany managed Anderlecht in one of the big 5 leagues, and they've done exceptional jobs, absolutely brilliant jobs. Kompany done a great job at Burnley, and Xabi Alonso's done a great job at Leverkusen. But if either of them were to join Tottenham Hotspur, I'd just be concerned, if I'm being honest with you, that they'd be waiting for that call, or Kompany would be waiting for that call from Manchester City to go and join them. It would almost be a stepping stone that we'd be used for Kompany. And look, there's a high chance it could be the same for Xabi Alonso. Whilst he doesn't have the same connection as Kompany does, to Manchester City, the guy's pretty much a one-club man. There's still that huge connection to that football club, and for me that would be the one concern when Liverpool eventually lose Klopp and Man City eventually lose Guardiola, which I do think is coming in the next few years. So I think it's almost the end of an era in that way, and Ten Hag and these new managers are going to come through. But Guardiola and Klopp's time is running out. If Kompany or Alonso were to join Tottenham Hotspur and they got a call from Liverpool and Manchester City, I think they'd probably go straight away, and understandably so, because they'd have a closer connection to that club. And those would be my 2 concerns. That's why, for me, in terms of Xabi Alonso, my full verdict and my final verdict on it would be, I'd be open to the idea. He wouldn't be my top favourite in who I want as the new manager. I've said that time after time. Nagelsmann would probably be the man for me. Arne Slot would probably be up there as well. Xabi Alonso, wouldn't be opposed to the idea, but I also wouldn't have him as my favourite for the new manager position because of the concerns I've just raised. But then he would be on that list and in a decent position on that list because of the positives I have just mentioned. But look, comment your thoughts. I want to hear Spurs fans, I want to hear non-Spurs fans' thoughts on Xabi Alonso. How would you feel if this guy did join Tottenham Hotspur? And would you agree with my opinion that he may just be waiting for that call from Liverpool? Thank you for watching this video. Be sure, if you haven't already, to smash that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. So if you haven't done it yet, then why haven't you done it yet? Also, smash that like button. Comment your thoughts on my opinions and my video. Take care. All the best. God bless. You guys are absolutely fantastic. And as always, comment you Spurs.